Very good and pleasant morning to you all. I especially welcome everyone to today's class, and let me probably say happy new week and happy holidays to you all. It's been an eventful weekend, but we are glad it's holidays today, so we can easily use a day like this to rest. I want to believe that everyone also had a restful weekend and you're having a restful day as well. So I want to especially welcome us all to the continuation of this 3-week long project management professional class. It has been an interesting journey so far, and we've been able to cover to a significant extent out of the 10 knowledge areas that we are looking at as far as this project management course is concerned. So we've been able to deal exhaustively with 2 of the knowledge areas. So we are actually on the 3rd knowledge area, which is our project schedule, or as you may have it, project time management is equally one of the most important or one of the key baselines as far as project management is concerned. So welcome to everyone. How are we all doing? I hope we've had time to attend to the assessments that we have released. Uche Blessing, I can see you. You are Fola Kemiolajiga. I can see you as well. Favor, Derek, I can see everyone. So this has been the regular pieces that always joined us in this class. Kengi Olatunji, Okon. Thank you all very much for joining us. And also our YouTube participants. I want to say a very big welcome to everyone as well. It's good to have you joining us via that medium. And I appreciate that a whole lot. And it really shows your commitment and the desire to grow in knowledge, to grow professionally. So on behalf of CC Concept, Training Company, we are saying thank you and congratulating you for being a part of this project management journey of ours. So please, before we go into today's class, I did mention that I did ask if we have done our assessment. So please, is there anyone in this class that hasn't done the first 2 assessments that we have released? Anyone? If you have not done your assessment, please, you still have time. Just take time, find time to do it. It's very, very important. And in the course of the past week, we released the information regarding the certification, and we also dropped the certificate form. So for everyone who is interested in the certificates that wants to apply the certificate, please do the due diligence for filling the certificate form. That is what the form is. So we can have the record and the certificate you are showing interest in. Like we did mention, the certificate is designed in a way that each of the 10 knowledge areas that we are training on, you are going to be certified on each. And if the case is you want your certificate to be spelled as project management and not just the individual knowledge areas, it can also be done and arranged for you. So what you just need to do is to fill the certificate form and let us connect together via that medium. So as to have you, follow us in our journey, towards becoming a better and a good project manager. And there are future benefits to all this, because since we have a whole lot of training that's still centered on the tools, the project management softwares that that is required as far as project management is concerned, that we are going to be organizing trainings on. And for many people who have been a part of our project management training, of course, when that opportunity comes, there is actually a preference given to those who have done our project management or have taken our certification of any of our project management courses before. So let us take note of that. So most importantly, so please try as much as possible to fill the certificate form, and that's if you are interested for the certificate. So having said that, just a minute. Those who are joining us on YouTube, I think, yes, someone who's actually maybe complaining. Please let me just try to. Okay, that is fine. So please, those joining us live on YouTube, I shouldn't have any issue joining via that medium. Okay. So we are here today again. Let us pick up from where we started. So far, so good. In the course of this training, we've been able to look at project integration management, the knowledge areas that we have touched on, project integration management, look at the processes and the process groups that project integration manage that are under project integration management. I beg your pardon. And we've also been able to exhaustively deal with project scope management and processes that are under project scope management and the process group in which these processes that you need to get familiar with, that you need to understand as far as project scope management is concerned. So the process group which these processes are grouped under. And we also looked at some various strategies, tools, and techniques that can be put to use. And most importantly, we said that many of these processes, as far as these knowledge areas are concerned, when you are integrating projects or when you are carrying out a project scope, many of these processes can be done more than once. So a lot has been discussed so far, and we frequently dabble into project schedule or project time management. And we are going to be picking up from where we stopped. And in today's class, we are going to be doing a whole lot of calculations. So please get your writing materials. We are going to be discussing some techniques that you can use as a project manager when it comes to project schedule management. So don't worry, we'll try as much as possible to break them down so that those calculations wouldn't look like the almighty formula of those days, but it's something that you'll be able to understand. And when you employ them in the course of your project, you'll be able to make a very good and significant efforts and results by employing those tools, employing those strategies. So without further ado, let's go into today's class. But before we do that, it wouldn't be bad if I, we introduce our resource person who has always been instrumental in the delivery of this training, the president of Mr. James Family. I call him Mr. Legend. Yes, that's the name he goes by across all his classes. So he's known as Mr. Legend. And indeed, when it comes to delivery, of training, delivery of knowledge, one of the best. So Mr. James is here with us as well, and you will be hearing his voice and benefiting from his wealth of experience in the course as far as this project management course is concerned. So let's go straight into today's class. So, and very big appreciation goes to CC Concept Training Company Limited that has made this training possible for us. So, courtesy CC Concept, this training has been brought to us. And many people will wonder why is this training, being given free? Because of course, if you want to do a project management training out there, you have to pay, you have to register, and you make your payment before you can be admitted into the project management class. But on our hand, our goal is to ensure that this knowledge is passed across, and people have access to this knowledge. And I think that is one of the major issues we have in parts of this country. Knowledge, people have knowledge but the world is large, the world is is interconnected. When you go online, you see various people releasing knowledge, and they are not holding knowledge. So why can't we do that in this time? And as a firm whose goal is to create productivity, is to promote productivity among our workforce, among the teenage young population, and that is why this medium of what we are doing is is part of our target and goal, and goals towards achieving that vision of making sure that we have the and educated, we have the well-built workforce and population at large. So a big thank you to CC Concept for making this possible for us. So let us dive straight into today's class. So please let me bring down this screen. Okay. Okay, so if you can see my screen, please just give me a thumbs up. can see my screen. Okay, thumbs up. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Okay, thank you very much. Any other person? Thank you very much, Imran Ayo. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so I want to be sure that yes, a larger percentage of the people with me in this class can actually see my screen and hear my voice. So let's dive into today's class. The next voice you'll be hearing will be that of our resource person, Mr. James Fanning. So we are picking up from where we stopped, that is project time management. Please do enjoy the class.
Let me share my screen with you. So now last class, I need to bring up my whiteboard also. Just pardon me. Okay, I have my whiteboard set. So yesterday we discussed, we concluded project scope management, and then we started project time management. So we discussed the 6 processes, and the first process I discussed before those 6 processes is plan schedule management. So we talked about defining your activities, sequencing your activities, estimating resources, estimating the durations, develop the project schedule, and control the schedule. So today, let's start with considering some special strategies for project managers. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please give me thumbs up. Let me know. Just give me thumbs up. Okay. So you can hear me. All right, that's good. So let's look at some special strategies, okay? Let's just have an overview. What are the, strategies, that can be recommended or advisably good for a project manager to actually use when it comes to managing the project time, okay? So the first one is using the right tools and equipment. So it is very important that a project manager should, think about the advantage that technology can bring to managing the project time very well. So as a project manager, you need to, think about the right tools that you can use. And that's why when you go to some companies where projects are being executed, there are different companies, different companies prefer different tools. So depending on the one that work well for you, or the one that you are used with, or the one that you are actually conversant with, or the one that you think that is actually right for your project, so you can choose any of them. So I have some of them listed here. Okay, you can use Teamwork. So if you browse out some of these software that I'm actually mentioning, you will see them that there are some of them that even have some free trial, so that you can actually there are some free packages, where you don't have to pay, that you can actually use them. Maybe there will be some limited features that you can use, and there are premium price that if you want to actually increase the features that you need on the software, you may have to pay. So we have Teamwork, we have Org, we have Upstaff, we have Food, we have ClickTime. We have so many, even beyond this one that I just listed. So it's very important that a project manager should, use tools. Like I said yesterday, before the training tonight, immediately it was 6 p.m. Google has started giving me alerts, reminder that I actually have an activity price. So that is, that can be referred to as a software. It's just helping me to manage my time well. So there are some of these softwares also that you can use. You'll be able to see the schedule. You'll be able to see the duration of the job that you have to do. Be able to see what is next to be done. Everything can actually be inputted there that will be well arranged. So the second strategy for a project manager to manage the time well is for you to know how you spend your time. And this is one of the things that, when it comes to personality, the personality or the way the project manager actually, live his life, the attitude that you have towards, time. If you take time to be important as a person, definitely is going to reflect on the way you manage projects. If you are a big waster of time, that you love to waste time in your normal daily activities, you don't really, value time. So if you emerge to be a project manager, definitely is still going to actually reflect on the way you manage time. So the first thing is that as a project manager, you need to actually keep track of how you actually use your time. How many of us can boldly defend how we use our 24 hours? Like, can you, if you sit down at home tonight, can you basically give an account of how you spent your day from the time you left your house up to this moment, and be able to actually see that you are productively used today for productive activities? There are people, even adults, that will still stand, argue football for 4 hours. Yes, you might consider this to be fun, but it actually has a reflection of the kind of person you are. If what you are analyzing at that time, if it's not, it is not contributing to the success of your activities today, that is, you just went to a newspaper joint, your expectation is to go and read newspaper, but you ended up arguing on the spot just because you want to show how knowledgeable you are and you want to win an argument. And before you know it, you have spent 4 hours. That is actually telling us about the kind of person you are when it comes to time. And such a person, if it's to emerge as a project manager, is going to have a whole lot of problems, is going to struggle a lot with managing the time. Because obviously, that person might actually spend a lot of time on wasteful activities, or activities that are not actually needful or needed for the success of the project. You might actually waste those time. So keeping a record of how we actually spend our time, or how we spend our day, is a reflection of how we can manage project time. I look at these quotes from Dillard. How we spend our days, of course, is how we spend our lives. So how you manage your time as a person also can tell us how you are going to manage projects when being given to you. When the opportunity presents itself, how will you be able to actually manage that time? Like, take for instance, it's not easy, but it takes a constant practice. Like tonight, I know that I have 2 hours, and I've actually looked at the activities of everything that I have to actually cover tonight. How will I be able to actually manage this to ensure that where I'm supposed to spend 5 minutes, I spend 5 minutes and I move on to the next stage? If not, I may not be able to even do anything meaningful tonight. So how you actually manage your time on some specific activities, how you keep track of your daily activities, can have a reflection on how you are going to manage your project time. And that is why it's always good that you should have a to-do list. Okay? For every activity that you want to carry out on a day, it is a very good practice that you should always don't say it is in my brain, or you just have it in your head. When you look at some people, there are some people that normally carry all these small, just a very portable jotter. In fact, that is just like a jotter that can enter even your front pockets. So you will see them, they will write it so tiny. Everything you have to do. If you have to make call, just the same way personal assistants normally do to their boss. The personal assistant always have a very small booklet where it's going to actually list the activities that the boss asks for the day. And it's going to be checking it constantly, marking the one that has been done, and reminding the boss about the one that is next. So you can actually be your own PA in that regard. You get a very small jotter as a to-do list. You check it. You can discipline yourself that, every 1 hour, I will be checking this jotter. So it will help you to actually keep yourself updated. You mark the one that you have carried out, and then you'll be able to know which one is next. So that you will not just get home and then suddenly you remember, I'm supposed to call this person. Oh, I'm supposed to be at this particular place. Oh, I forgot. I had plans to see this person. That's because you have not done a due diligence about how you spend your time. So that's a very good strategy for a project manager. A project manager should be such a person that can set priorities. And that's one of the things that we're going to do tonight. Don't forget that we talk about WBS, work breakdown structure. And yesterday also, I made mention of sequencing, that even after you have broken down all the activities into atomic size, a very smaller size, you break them down into atomic size. Now that you have broken them down, we have to know which one of them depend on the other. That is, which one should I do after which one? So what will be the flow? The sequencing is telling us the flow of activities. How will the activities flow? Will I eat my food? And then after eating the food, I will enter toilet. After I enter toilet, I will read newspaper. After reading newspaper, I will polish my shoe. After polishing my shoe, I will go and warm the car, and then I will set out. Is that how my activities will be? Or I will first use the toilet, then after that I will eat my food, then I will polish my shoes, and then I will warm the car and get out of the house. So if you have actually done this flow, you wouldn't get confused. You wouldn't waste time thinking what is next, because you already have obviously how you are going to carry out your activities. So the flow of activities is okay. Now, after you have known the flow of your activities, you need to know which one of them you have to prioritize. There are some activities that can mess your time up. There are some activities that are so critical that if you don't carry them out in the due time that you're supposed to carry them out, it's going to actually mess up the time frame that you have set. And there are some activities that they have some flexibility on how you can do them. Let's take it, for instance, that maybe seeing a movie on your laptop is part of the activities for the day. Seeing a movie on your laptop. Let's pick another one. Okay, let me just use seeing a movie. But the movie is already on your laptop, and you need to see the movie. Now, if you are going to look at which of the activities of the day is actually critical, that if you don't do it in the time, at the particular time that you have set out in your activities for the day, if you don't do this, it's going to mess up your day. Of course, seeing a movie on your laptop shouldn't be among the list, because you can do that at any time. Even if you miss seeing the movie on your laptop at the particular time that you have set in your schedule, let's say you said by 4 p.m. I'm going to work, calm myself down by seeing a movie on my laptop. If by that 4 p.m., let's say you couldn't actually meet up with that, you will see that that activity is actually flexible, because it is still something you can do even when it is 7 p.m. and you are less busy. But there are some activities that they are not flexible. If you don't do them immediately, it's going to give you a lot of problems. Like take for instance, when it comes to maybe you have an appointment with your boss. So your boss has given you an appointment by 3 p.m. How do you consider that kind of task? That kind of activities is a critical activity that you know that if you go late or you reach your boss office very late, you're going to be sanctioned. Or you know that your boss will get busy any moment from 3 p.m. So you have to see him before 3 p.m. If not, you may have to wait for like 2 hours until he's done before you can now see him. What has that done to your time? It has wasted your time. So we have some activities like that. Of course, because of the class, we are still going to talk about it, which we call them critical activities. They are critical tasks. So let's look at setting your priority right. Now, setting priorities. How do you prioritize activities? When you are prioritizing activities, then you must actually consider what we call 4 quadrants. Okay. So let me sketch it. It's like it's a 4 quadrants. Every activities, they have 2 features. important, urgent. There are some activities that are important, but it's possible that they are not urgent. Some activities can be important and yet they are not urgent. So we say important, but not urgent. So there are some activities that may be very important to you. When we say it is important, it means that without them, your project will not be successful. Without you carrying them out on that particular day, you know that what your day is not fulfilled. It will be as if you have not achieved anything for that day. That means that what that kind of task is urgent. Number one of the ones I mentioned is maybe for instance, maybe you have to meet your boss. Okay, maybe you have to meet your boss, meeting up with your boss. But it is not urgent that you should actually see him now. Sometimes your boss may just tell you that, oh, before the close of the day, make sure you see me in my office. What does that tell you? It means that what you don't need to do it urgently. The only thing that you need to do is that what you know that the work will close by 4 p.m. So all you just need to do is to ensure that you knock on the office door of your boss, anything on or before 4 p.m. So it is not urgent that you should get off your desk to go and see your boss now, but it is important that you should see him that day because he has told you, make sure that you see me before you go home, or not before the close of work today. So that is the instruction your boss has given you. So that kind of task, we can say it is important, but it is not urgent. So it doesn't mean that you should get up immediately and leave whatever you are doing to go and see your boss. No, he has given you the grace. It means that you can choose to see him by 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., anything before 4 p.m., before the work will close on that day, you have the opportunity. So this is an example of important but not urgent. Now, there are some activities that may be urgent but not important. For those people that like gist a lot, or they always like, when they see a particular scene going on the road, they want to know what is going on. Now, if you want to catch the fun of anything that is actually going on, maybe when you are going to work, of course, you have to wait and see what is happening. If you do not wait to see what is happening, you are going to miss the fun. So it is very urgent that if you must actually catch cruise with that particular thing, you have to wait, you have to pause whatever thing you are doing and pay attention to it. So for example, if you are walking on the road, so you have to watch it. I remember then in those days, okay, of the little days, so when they send us on a errand like that, so as a child then, you will see all these people that will be playing movie, public movie. They will just set the TV, very big TV like that. They will set it out. Or maybe you get to a place when they are doing crusade, they will set the TV, movie will be playing, but they send you on an errand. If you want to enjoy that movie, you just have to wait and, delay, pause wherever you are going. So for that kind of time, it is urgent for you to actually watch the movie. But it is not important because the task at hand is that your mom or your dad, as at that time, told you to go and buy so for him or her, and that is the task they have handed over to you. For you to carry out that task, you don't need to watch movie on the road. So watching that movie can be urgent as at that time, but it is not important. So some activities can be urgent but not important. If you want to watch a live match, a live match, maybe Man U, Barcelona, they are playing. For you to watch the live match, it is urgent when the time comes. You just have to pause everything that you are doing. It is urgent. But would you say it's actually important for the success of your day? Of course. If what you are doing as an engineer is that you are working at a construction company, that is not watching Man U Baka will not satisfy your client. To deliver the job of your client is important. But everything that comes about what fun, just entertaining yourself, they can actually seem urgent, but at that time, to the project that you have at hand, it is not important. As a project manager also, you may be at the project field, and then you just hear that what two members of your project team, they are fighting outside there. Now you heard that what there is noise, and you inquire, that Akin and Olu are the one fighting. As a project manager, if you are attending to something very important at that time, you can easily assign somebody to go and attend to them. Just go there, make sure that they stop fighting, because I don't want to hear anything. It is urgent that you attend to that activities at that time, but it is not important to the progress of the project, because you have something that you're handling. Both of them are only having what argument. So I can actually delegate, but I'm still coming on to that. Now there are some activities that may be both important and urgent. There are some activities like that, important and urgent. We did some demonstration. I've forgotten his name. I think it's Mr. Joseph, like 2 days ago, and I asked him to just help us. So how do you normally, what do you do? What will you do to get to work? And he told us that when he gets up by 6 a.m., he must wake up by 6 a.m. And by that 6 a.m. that he's waking up, that is the time he must have his prayer. So whenever Mr. Joseph wakes up by 6 a.m., it is very important to him that he should pray. And praying by that 6 a.m. becomes something urgent for him to do immediately. It cannot wait for any other thing. He cannot say, let me enter my bedroom first. In fact, he categorically said it that before he does anything for the day, he must pray. So praying by 6 a.m. is an urgent thing for him. It must happen, and it is also important for him. So there are some tasks in your project that you have to look at them. You cannot shift the time frame for them, and you can never overlook them, because they are important and they are very, very urgent to you. So some activities are like that. And then you have not important. There are some activities that are not important, and also they are not urgent. So you can see activities like this. Now let's now look at what should be your action plan towards all these things. Whenever you see activities that are important and also they are urgent, what should you do to those activities as a project manager? In these quadrants, where you have important and urgent, you have to do it immediately. Do immediately. Any task in your project that is both important and also urgent, you are the one that will determine. You are the one that will check the activities. You know, you have listed out all your activities. So you have to categorize all your activities under these 4 quadrants. Pick all of them under these 4 quadrants, so that you will know those that are urgent and important to you. That you know that you cannot shift the time. The time frame you have put there, you have to do it. It is not flexible, and yet it is important. Without them, your project is not complete. For Mr. Joseph, it is important that he should pray. And it's not just important that he should pray, it is very urgent for him to pray immediately he wake up, without doing anything else. So that is both urgent and important. I'm just using some example that you can relate with. It depends on the task that you have at hand. Now, what happens to activities that are important but not urgent? You have to schedule this kind of activities. You have to schedule them. Yes, they are not urgent. You don't have to do them immediately, but they are important. So you have to actually schedule when you are going to do it. My boss has told me, make sure you see me before the end of the day. If I don't put a time frame on it, I may actually forget that I have to go and see him. So what I need to do is that even though it is not urgent, immediately has told me that I can just picture that, oh, by 1 p.m. I will go and see my boss. That's now my decision that I've made now. I'm the one that has scheduled to go and see him by 1 p.m. because it is important for me to see him that day. It is not just that it's not urgent that I should do it immediately. I can set and say, oh, very well, I will go and see my boss by 3 p.m. I can even set an alarm for it so that whenever my alarm actually rings by that 3 p.m., I know that it is time to go and see my boss. So these kind of activities, they are flexible, but they must be done. That is why you must put them on your schedule. You have to schedule the time to do them. What happens when an activity or a task is urgent but not important? Urgent but not important. It is not important to the progress of our project. It does not affect anything on the project. It is just urgent. So what do? You delegate as a project manager. Get somebody among your project team that you can delegate such a duty to. Oh, PM, it's like there is a noise coming over there. You will not be everywhere at the same time. There's a noise coming from that place. Who are those making noise? Oh, we don't know, sir. Okay, can you go and check for me? That's delegation. The person will go and bring report to you because it is not on your task. It is not on your important task for the day that you will go and be attending to rumor, or you are going to be attending to noise, that you are going to be attending to any outcry that is coming from any angle on the project field. So you can send somebody to go and actually investigate what is going on, and then they bring report to you. So activities that are urgent but not important, you can always delegate. Let me tell you some funny thing I normally do. There are some times that there will be a very important movie, maybe going on DSTV, and then the movie is so captivating, so interesting that it's almost tying you down from attending. Maybe you want to leave the house by that time, and it's almost tying you down. Okay, so there are funny things that normally, but they are not funny actually. I know that some people might actually be doing that. If I'm actually seeing the movie with my wife and I have to attend to something important, let's say the way I'm actually, I'm on training schedule by 7, and let's say there's a movie going on, and I know that, I will not be able to actually watch the movie again. I'll just tell my wife, please, make sure you pay attention to this movie. You will tell me what happens, after my training. You will gist me. You see that? That is delegation. It is urgent, the movie seems like something so urgent that I'm going to miss out on it. But it's not important. I can't have a training and be seated seeing a movie. But I have a wife. I can tell that, please pay attention to the movie. Please, darling, please make sure that you finish this movie. And you pay attention. I want to know what happened to that guy after the movie. She's going to give me the report. Oh, the guy later died. He did this and that. And I'm satisfied with that. I just want to know how the movie ended. So that is, talking about urgent but not important. So you can delegate. There are some activities like that. Now, what happens when you have activities that are not important and not urgent? Yes, there are activities like that. And the funny thing about most of us, on this training tonight is that even in our personal lifestyle, many people waste time on things that are not important to their success, and yet they are not urgent for them to actually do. For instance, some people they watch movie like their life depends on it. I've actually seen people that they watch all these series movie that you're going to be having season 1, season 2, season 3, and you have somebody seated like all day watching what will happen, and immediately season 1 finish is just running a task to check for season 2 so that you can continue watching it and all that. Now when you ask, How important is the movie? When you say how important, that is considering it, the impact that that movie will have on your success as a person. If you're an engineer, how important is that movie to you being a successful engineer? If you have a construction that is ongoing, how important is seeing that movie to the success of the building that you are constructing? Of course, it is not important. But how urgent is it that you should see the movie? It is not also urgent because you can schedule your fun time. You can always schedule your fun time. There are family days out that you say, okay, fine, let's go out and see movie, and you must have put it in your schedule that, okay, on so Saturday, I'll be having an outing with my family. Then you guys can go out. You can see all the movie that you actually book in the movie house that you want to go and actually see. So you can actually see that it is not actually urgent sometimes. You know, a lot of things that are just entertainment, that are fun. Most of the things that we consider as fun, you can bring them under this. In most cases, they are not urgent because you can always have time to do it. There is always enough time to hang out. So the time to work is not the time to hang out. You can always schedule that. And in most cases, most of those activities may not even be something that is actually important to the success of the project at hand. Okay? There are some times that bringing your staff together, you know, some companies normally do it. They will say annual get together by December. There are some companies that they will do dinner night and everything. What do you see them doing? Having the dinner night does not actually, it does not kind of, you know, increase. It does not say that. It does not mean that their product will get is actually better. But they just want to bring the staff together. They want to make them happy. They want to recognize some staff. They want to present award and everything, just to motivate them and all that. So it is not urgent that they should do it by June. Is it urgent? It's not urgent that they should do it by June. That is why many of them, they will schedule it to go and be maybe by the ending of the year. So even though it is important for them, but it is not urgent, what have they done? They have actually scheduled it. But when it comes to some activities that you look at them, oh, this is not important and it is not urgent for me. What do you have to do? What is your course of action? Do at leisure time. That's where I'm going. Do at your leisure time. So activities that are not urgent and not important, you have to carry them out at your leisure time. So that is what we mean by setting the priorities. So organize your task list. I've actually explained this yesterday. You can organize your tasks, all your tasks. Can you organize them according to their due dates? How many of these my activities, you know, will be due on Friday? And you bring all of them. By Friday, I must have finished the foundation, procurement. So you list them according to the days that they you know, the due date. You want all of them that they will be due by Monday. You bring all of them under Monday. You categorize them like that. It makes you to know that, oh, what is my target for Friday? All these things must be done on Friday. What is my target for Monday? All these things must be achieved on Monday. So you can organize your task according to what due dates, and you can also use the progress. You can organize them by knowing which one is in progress by using Kanban. And I think in yesterday's class, I actually explained extensively how you can make use of your Kanban. So that is that. Now, the fifth strategy is for you to avoid overcommitment. There are a lot of people that, you know, they just want to stick to the activities, even though they are not, the activities is not bringing out success. As a project manager, you must be able to spot an activity that is wasting your time. Now, this happens to students a lot, and let me use that one as an example for you. As a student, you have 1 to 50 questions, okay? And then, number 1 question, you solve it. Number 2, you solve it. Number 3, you solve it. You got to number 4. The question started giving you problem. You check the options, you are not seeing the answers there. Now, there are some students that they will be so stubborn because they believe that this thing is simple now, I should be able to do it. You will see them, they can wait 20 minutes trying to solve question number 4. Whereas they could have left that number 4, move straight to number 5, number 6, number 7, solve the rest of the easy questions, and then fall back to the one that is giving them difficulties. And by the time they come back, they can solve it. And even if they couldn't solve it, they must have ended up solving a larger part of the questions. But some students will forget themselves. They will be in that number 4. They will be solving. They are not getting it until they hear pencils up or 5 more minutes. They will not be rushing up on other questions. That may also happen to you as the project manager. Overcommitment. You are just committed to a particular task. You are just struggling with it. I must do this thing now. Why can't I achieve it? Why don't you look at other activities that you can easily achieve when this one is actually giving you problem? That's number 1. Number 2 about overcommitment is that you carrying so much to do when you know that the time will not be enough. There is a way you can set out your daily activities and you will know that you are deceiving yourself. Because obviously you will see that the activities that you have put up for the day, you are overcommitted for that day. You will just mess up the day. So it's always good for a project manager to actually carry the task. And that is why it's good to do due diligence when it comes to duration of the task. When it comes to the processes of time management, where I was talking about estimating resources and estimating duration, when you don't do the due diligence in this aspect, you can be overcommitted. You can give, the task that 20 people are supposed to do, you give it to 5 people, and then they will be struggling with it. You can schedule that, we are going to finish this thing within 5 days, whereas that particular task will take 30 days. What happened? Overcommitment. So it's very, very important that you know that, you are not carrying too much of the load that you're supposed to attend to, and then you are not getting yourself stuck to a particular activities. So another one is using 80-20 rule. We call it Pareto principle. Pareto principle proves that in most cases, 20%, only 20% of our efforts is needed to produce 80% of our results. I know you may be wondering how. Pareto principle proves that we only need 20% of our efforts to generate 80% of our success on a particular project. Now, what is left for you as a project manager is for you to look at what is an activities that I can do. Something very simple. It will not take me time. It will take me lesser effort. But I'm going to achieve much by doing that. I'll give you some funny examples. If you are trying to actually get contracts in a particular company, sometimes people fail to secure the contracts because they are actually using their efforts where they're supposed not to be wasting effort on. Some people will only be adamant. They will be coming to the office every day and be meeting the secretary. Please, is Oga around? That one will tell you, Oga is not on seat. You come the following day again. Is Oga around? Oga is not on seat. You will make effort, larger effort. You will be coming every day and you won't be able to see the boss. But if you have done your due diligence, it might just be the gate man that you need to actually talk to. And then you come with humility, sir. Please, how can you help me? I've been trying to see the manager all this while, but I couldn't see him. I know you may be very close to him. I don't know how you can help me. And boom, you never can tell the kind of influence the gate man may actually have. In fact, the day the boss will be around, all the gate man will just have to do is to call you and say, Oga just enter now. Can you please come now? You must see him. What have you done? You have used just 20% of your efforts to achieve 80% of your result, because seeing the boss is already 80% of your result. That is when he's going to listen to the proposals that they have brought. Sometimes you just have to be nice and be good to the secretary. By being humble, being friendly, and making friends with the secretary, so that, anytime, the particular day that the boss will be around, and then you are going to have an opportunity. Sometimes it's the PA that you have to. I'm just giving you this funny example. So when you look at your project, there are some areas that will waste your effort, but there are some little tasks that if you are able to do them, they will not take your time. But if you are able to carry them out, it's going to solve 80% of the problems that you have. There are sometimes that using the right softwares, it will save you energy, it will save you time, and you're going to achieve a lot. So that kind of software, you have to look out for it. So when you are concerned with how you can use a lesser effort to generate what? A bigger result, just like in the definition of what? A machine. Machine is a device that make work easier. A machine is a device that make work easier. For many of us that have science background, we talk about pulley. Instead of you to hire people to come and be lifting load, when you have a pulley, you just have to use what? A little effort. Okay? When you have your pulley like this, you attach the load here, and then you put your effort here. The person pulling this rope, and as he's pulling the rope, what happened to the load? The load will be what? Will be going up. So you are using a lesser effort to carry a bigger load. That is Pareto principle. Using a lesser effort to actually what? Do something bigger when it comes to achieving success on your project. Okay, so that is what we have on that. Now, I've explained the triple constraints, talking about your scope, talking about your time and the cost. So that will save our time. Now, let's look at what we call PET analysis. Now, let me explain. As a project manager, somebody was actually asking that question yesterday, but the person was dropping it in the comments, like teach us how to be safe, when it comes to picking the time for every task. Now, the question in your mind is that, how do I know the time that will be enough for a particular task? How will I know? How will I know that this task will take me just 5 days? Naturally, as a person, that may actually be difficult for you. PET analysis is the analysis that now helps us as a project manager for you to be, to have a level of confidence on the time frame you have given to a particular task. How will you be sure that the time that you have allocated is actually enough? What is that professional analysis that you can do that will make you to know that, oh, this task that I have at hand, yes, it will take me 5 days. Yes, it will take me 6 days. Yes, it will take me 10 days. So that is what we want to go into. So we call it PET analysis, program, evaluation, review techniques. Program, evaluation, review techniques. So if you have been with me up to this moment, may I see you giving me thumbs up? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. If you have a good understanding up to this level that I've taken the training, use the clapping emoji. Let me see that. If you know that you really understand, oh, great, 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 wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are not wasting our time. Yes, we are not wasting our time. That's good. So, I will simplify PET analysis. Please, you need to pay a very good attention to this. I want to simplify it so that it will be very easier for you. Now, PET analysis, program, evaluation, review techniques. Now, to use PET analysis, we have what we call optimistic time. We have what we call most realistic, or you can call it realistic, most realistic time. And we have what we call pessimistic time. For every task that you want to carry out, these are the 3 possible time frames that you can attach towards every task that you want to carry out. What does it mean to be optimistic? Is there anybody that wants to help us? What does it mean to be optimistic? Anybody? What does the word optimism mean? What does it mean to be optimistic? To be optimistic means to be positive. You are very positive. You are very certain that, oh, great. Yes, it means that you are sure. God bless you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you for helping me with that word. Optimistic means that what you are sure. All things being equal. In science, we say, provided temperature and pressure remain constant. This will be this, that will be that. This is directly proportional to this, provided temperature and pressure remain constant. So you are sure that this thing will happen if this condition is like this. So that is optimistic time. So you have to set an optimistic time for a particular task. Let's say optimistic time is the fastest time that task can take. You can say it will take 2 days. When you are talking about optimistic time, you are talking about what? No problems. Let's say we do not encounter any issue. There is no delay. That's the time it will take you. But be factual with yourself. You have been doing this thing for quite a while. You have been hearing from people. How realistic do you think what the time duration for this job can be? How realistic? If you have to think about it. Oh, let me be realistic. Oh, the power holding company, they may interrupt the lights. Oh, it's possible that what I will have to go and buy fuel. The time I will use to go and buy fuel and everything. Oh, this task, 4 days. That's the realistic time. I'm just being optimistic by saying 2 days. But if I want to be realistic, it will take me 4 days. Okay, good. You have already picked your most realistic time. So for every task, you must think like that. Now, let's say the worst happens. Comes rain, comes sunshine. People things that you have never thought about, God forbid, actually happen in the course of the project. How long do you think that this project can ever take you? That's true. If I'm coming to work, yes, there is always hold up. So with the little hold up, realistically, okay, I've already stated my time. But there are some times, if trailers should fall on the road, hey, it will take us a longer time. Okay, let's say 6 days before we get there. So this is what we have. So you must be able to determine these 3 times. Now, when you determine these 3 times, it is these 3 times you are going to impute in your formula optimistic time plus 4 times your realistic time plus your pessimistic time, then divided by 6. In mathematics, many of us will remember what we call mean. When they give you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or let me just make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if they tell you to find the mean actually means that, an average, the average flow, the average data points among these 5. So the average will be for you to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. And then you are going to divide by the number of them. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you divide by 5. Okay? And when you look at this will be 15 divided by 5. So the average will give us 3. So what the accurate time for you to give or attach to a task is the average time it will take for you to actually carry out that particular task. I hope you are following now. So it is the average of this time that you have attached that task. When you find the average, that is the safest time you can record on your schedule list that it will take you. So it means that we are only adding our realistic time. We are adding it 4 times. Then we have 1 optimistic plus 1 pessimistic time. That is 6 of them. So divided by 6. The time that you get here is the time that will be recorded on your task. That's the reasonable time. So let's say, what have you done now? You have looked at the fastest time it will take you to carry out the project, the longest time it will take you to carry out the project, which is the pessimistic time, and the realistic time That is that's the usual time that it has been happening, or you think that, oh, let's say it's just the normal traffic on the road happens, so that's the time I'm going to actually get to work. I want us to just have an exercise. Let's just enjoy ourselves. So I need somebody on the. Is there anyone here that stay in Lagos? Any one of us that stay in Lagos? Just indicate. Is there anyone that stay in Lagos? That Miriam.
Yeah, Miriam Jimo. Miriam Jimo. You can unmute yourself and interact with
Miriam, is that you?
Good evening, sir. Yes, it's me.
Okay, Miriam. Sorry, just mention the location. You don't have to mention the company. Okay?
Okay.
Where do you work? Victoria. Oh, VI. Good.
Victoria.
You are a perfect example for this. you are a perfect example for this. Now, let's say on a good day, you are going to work. When is your optimistic time to get to work? Nothing happened. The road is just free. No hold up, nothing, not everything is just free. Maybe towards that December when a lot of people have traveled, they have left Lagos. The road is just free. When is the fastest time you ever get to work?
20-30 minutes.
20-30 minutes. So let's say I will be 20 minutes. Okay? When is the realistic time that if you check it on an average, the time you always get, how long does it always take you to get to work? Because of course you still have there are some places that you know that is a regular customer. Vehicle will slow down there, whether you like it or not. Nothing has happened. It's just normal thing. You're already used to it. So how long will it take you to get to work?
1 hour 15 minutes.
1 hour 15 minutes. So you see that? So let's convert that to minutes. 1 hour 50 minutes. Okay, that's 1 hour 15 minutes.
75 minutes.
It will be 60 plus 50, right?
Minutes. Yes, 75 minutes.
No, that's 1 hour 50 minutes. Did you say 1 hour 15? Did you say 15 minutes?
Yes, 15. That's 75 minutes.
I thought you said 50 minutes. 1 hour 15 minutes. So that would be 60 plus 15.
Yeah, that's 75 minutes.
Give us 75 minutes. Wow. Now, tell me the day of the unthinkable. When the unthinkable happened. The road that day, unusual.
When I'm going, right?
Yes, when you are getting to work, that was so late. I've heard of funny experiences of people. I've heard of somebody that got to work around that place that you say you are working, that 12 p.m., 1 p.m., he has not gotten to work. Maybe a trailer fall on the road or anything whatsoever. So tell me, the latest time that you ever get to work?
At least 3 hours. I'm still on the road.
3 hours.
At least. That's the least.
That's the least. Okay, let's say that's your pessimistic time. So 3 hours is 3 times 60 in conversion to minute, right? That's 180 minutes, right? Now, if Miriam has an appointment in PI and you need to leave your place, let us now look at, as a project manager, what time should you actually, that is reasonable, that you should give to the person? Of course, somebody like me, you cannot tell the person your pessimistic time. He will look at you, why will you tell me 3 hours? If you say, there was a day the trailer followed, you say, why will you be thinking like that? That trailer will fall on the road, the day you will come. Don't give it that kind of time. Will you say it will take you 3 hours? So the person may not want that.
Yeah.
If you also give the person the realistic time, you know you are deceiving yourself. What if it turns out that the trailer fall on the road that day?
Exactly.
You are disappointed. And if you now go being very optimistic, that is even the worst. That is not safe for you in a place like Lagos. How will you tell somebody that within 20 minutes I will get to what? Yeah, even the person will laugh. Will practically call you a liar because it has never been heard of according to him. But you know that on a good day, when the road is free, it has happened before. So let's calculate for Miriam. Optimistic time of Miriam plus 4 times a realistic time plus the pessimistic time divided by 6. Are you with us? Is Miriam with me?
Yes, I am.
That would be 20 plus 4 times 75 minutes, your realistic time, plus 180 minutes your pessimistic time, all divided by 6. We are doing it together. I hope everybody is actually paying attention. So this will give us 300. 4 times 75 will give us 300 plus 180 divided by 6. So let's add this together. That is 480, 500. That's 500 divided by 6. Dividing 500 by 6, that will give us 8. 48 in 20, that will give us 3. In 20 again, that will give us 0.3. 0.3, I think it will continue like that. Okay, so that's 3.33333 minutes that it will take you. So we can now do it like approximately, let's say it is 84. Of course, we can call it 83 according to mathematics, but let's be on the safer side. Let's say it's going to be 84. So 84 minutes means what? 1 hour, 1 hour, 24 minutes. Is Miriam with me? Is Miriam still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
So you can see that the reasonable time that Miriam should actually give that person she's having an appointment with for her arrival, or the time it will take her from her place to VI, should be 1 hour, 24 minutes. This is the time that we consider that is safe for you as a project manager to attach to a task. So you can see the time frame did not even fall on the optimistic time. It does not fall on the what? The most realistic time. It does not fall on the possible, but you have juxtaposed all the 3 conditions that can happen. Now you are playing safe. So it's not possible that you arrive earlier than 1 hour, 24 minutes. But of course, with everything, there is, a larger percentage assurance, a larger percentage. PET analysis does not give 100% accuracy, but it gives what? A larger percentage accuracy when it comes to attaching time frame to your task. Now, let's now go to the level of confidence. Now, in PET analysis, we have what we call sigma level. The sigma level, okay, is denoted by N. That's what is the level of confidence that we have in this time frame that we have analyzed. What is the percentage accuracy in the time that we have calculated? Now that we have calculated for Miriam that Miriam will use 1 hour, 24 minutes to get to VI. If the person asks you, how sure are you that you will get there? You can't say I'm 100% sure. Say at least I'm 95% sure that it will take me that time. Then the person can say, okay, fine, yes. 95% accuracy is still what? A very good accuracy. So let's look at that. We have N, it has the value of, so let's put our N. N has a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. It is very important you pay attention to this, especially when you are solving questions, PMI questions. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we have. We have it up to level 1 to level 5. That's the sigma level. Now, what is the percentage accuracy? The percentage accuracy and the sigma level, it is something that every project manager that is following the PMI method of project execution, you must have it, in fact, being crammed in your brain before you can actually solve questions. So it must be in your brain, like you must actually have it practically in your brain. So level 1 gives accuracy of 68.27%. So when you calculate the time, let's say the time frame that Miriam has calculated now. Miriam is now what? Saying that what? The level of accuracy there is 1. That means that Miriam time frame that she has calculated is only what? 68% efficient. It means that what? A lot of things can still go wrong, that she will not meet up with the time. Because 68% is actually small when it comes to what? Time accuracy. What if it's actually level 2? Level 2 presents us with what? An accuracy level of 95.45%. So it means that if the sigma level is 2, let me rule it so that you can see what I'm doing. If the sigma level is 2, then the accuracy percentage that you will use will be 95.45. What if the sigma level is actually what? 3? Then we say we are very sure some extent that the project time allocated to this task, the percentage accuracy is 99.73. That means that you have done your due diligence about what? Or every factor that can affect this particular task that we have said. Will it rain on that day? Will there be security challenge? Will there be health issues? Will there be this and that? When you have considered everything, you see that with 99.73%, you are sure that what you will deliver within that particular time. If your sigma level is actually 4, then that has a level of 99.994%. And then what if it's actually 5, which is the last one? Then we have 99.99994%. So this is what we use in our calculation when it comes to what? Calculating PERT analysis. So you need this. Why do you actually need this? Because sometimes they will not ask you to calculate the time it will take for a project to finish. They can ask you to calculate the range of estimates. Range of estimates. And I will tell you that. Now, for example, I can tell you that, give me the time that this project will finish. And you tell me that between 7 to 10 days, the project will finish. Now you are playing safe. You are not telling me that what? It will take us 7 days to finish the project. You are only telling me that what? Minimum of 7 days. Minimum, which is the optimistic time. What you are just giving me now is that you gave me optimistic time to say between 7 days to what? 10 days. That is what? The maximum time it can take you is 10 days. This is your pessimistic time. So there are some times that as a project manager, you work with that. So that is why you must also learn how to calculate. If you are not giving the time frame as Miriam has actually given us, now Miriam is saying that, oh, 1 hour, 24 minutes, you will get there. Miriam can also go by saying, oh, between 1 hour to 30 minutes, I will be there. What is Miriam actually doing? Miriam is now giving us what? The time frame, the range of time. That means that if Miriam should arrive by 1, she has not committed any crime. If she should arrive by 1:10, she has not committed any crime. 1:15, she's still on time. 1:25, she's still on time. Up to 1:30. Because she has told us 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. So the range of that time, so they can also ask you to calculate that. And the range of that estimate is given as the estimate that you could have given plus or minus your sigma level in calculation times your standard deviation. Now, that is where you may be having issues. But I'm actually breaking this thing down so that even if you don't like mathematics, you don't have to have issues. Now, let me explain to you what we call standard deviation. What do we use it for? Now, from the word grammar, deviation, and from the word grammar, standard, we want to check how these things deviate from the standard. How does this particular data given deviate from the standard? That's why you see that in statistics, when you have your score, maybe you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they will tell you that what the mean or the assumed mean, they will tell you that what the assumed mean, let's say the assumed mean is 3, and they ask you to calculate the standard deviation. Then you will say all the score minus your assumed mean will give you the standard. You want to know how each of these number deviates from the what? From the mean that they have given you. So you are doing 1 minus 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 3, 0. 4 minus 3, 1. 5 minus 3, 2. So this is your standard deviation. So you calculate your standard deviation. So we want to also see how does this time that the estimate that we have, how does it actually work? How does it deviate from the actual time that we want to actually calculate? What is the deviation of our range? That's the optimistic time, the pessimistic time. How much of the deviation do they have from the what? From the estimate that we have here. So that is why we are calculating the standard deviation. And in calculating your standard deviation, you know, your standard deviation is equal to the square root of your variance. Don't worry, in our material, you are going to see this better, but it is very important that I explain it. But in the material, you are going to see it better. So I'm already explaining this. So that is how you calculate your standard deviation. So you will need it in the calculation. I've told you your n. So they may give you the percentage like this. So you just know that what you are using for n will be 1. If they give you a percentage accuracy of something like this, you know that what your n, value of your n will be 2. It will be 3 as the case may be. Now that I've explained all these things, now let's now see practical questions of how it looks like. If you are with me up to this moment, let me see you giving me thumbs up. Give me thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Now, let us see how these calculations can be. You are seeing the question on the screen, so please, you need to read with me. You are the software development project manager, majorly working on e-commerce websites. On your new project, you are pretty sure. Look at that term. You are pretty sure. Let me set my whiteboard down so that we can be doing the calculation. I will just be coming there and then you'll be seeing it. You are pretty sure that the e-commerce website can be developed in 8 weeks, with a most optimistic estimate being 6 weeks, and the worst case scenario of 10 weeks. What does that mean? They have given you 8, 6, 10 weeks. So obviously, when you have looked at this, you know that this is your realistic time. This will be your optimistic time, and this will be your pessimistic time. So you have to list out the timing like that. So the optimistic is always the smallest, the pessimistic is always the largest, and the realistic is always in between them. So let's go back to the question. What must be the estimate for this project using PETS? What must be the estimate for this using PETS? So using PETS now, write out your formula. You have O optimistic plus 4 realistic plus what? Pessimistic over 6. So let's calculate it so that we can see which answer are we supposed to pick in that option. That is a practical PMI question. So you see, your optimistic time will be 6 weeks plus 4 times realistic time. That will be 8 plus pessimistic time, which is actually 10 weeks. And then you have it divided by 6. So that will be 6 plus 4 times 8 will give us 32 plus 10 over 6. And then I have 6 plus 32, that will give me 38 plus 10, that will give me 48 divided by 6. And that will give me 8 weeks. That means that what? I will be playing safe. If I'm going to tell them the time that this project will finish, according to PETS, I'm going to give them what? 8 weeks. And then 8 weeks becomes our answer, which is what? Option A. So option A is the correct what? Option. So you will see that on my next slide here. So see the analysis. So the analysis I've given you. So you see that what? 8 weeks is the calculation. Now another question. Using the 3-point estimating method, the variance for the project is found to be 16 days. So I know that immediately they are giving me, just be writing your terminologies out. Variance. They give us variance equals to 16. But I know that I don't normally do variance. all I normally do is standard deviation, which is usually, the standard deviation is with this symbol. We call it sigma, sigma. This is what we refer to as sigma in statistics. So this is your sigma. So you see it with this symbol, sigma. So it's always square root of your what? Variance. So let's get that immediately. That will be square root of 16. So my standard deviation, which is sigma, don't see it like I'm writing 6. So I'm not writing 6. So my sigma will be equals to 4. So I've calculated that one. Let's continue with the question now. So they gave us that the variance is found to be 60 days. And the duration of the project is found to be 90 days. The duration of the project. What is the duration? Estimates of the project is 90 days. That's the duration. That's the duration that this person actually used. What is the range of values for the project duration? Such that there will be at least a 95% probability that the actual project completion will fall between the high and low value of the range of values. You have the following options. They gave us 95% probability. Now, this 95% probability they have given you is because they know that the range of estimates that they ask you to calculate, the formula is the estimate itself plus or minus bracket your standard deviation multiplied by what? N, which is sigma level. Let me write it like this. My N, sigma level, multiplied by sigma itself, which is what? Standard deviation. So this is the formula that you need to actually use. So they gave us this 95% so that we can know what our N will be. So if you look at 95%, what do you think the N should be with 95%? Don't forget I gave you that when N is equal to 1.
Please, you can't see the screen. Share the screen, please. Share your screen.
Okay. Maybe it's you that cannot see the screen. Is there anybody that cannot see my screen? If you can see my screen, give me thumbs up.
I can't see your screen.
You can see? People can see my screen, so you are having technical issue from your end. Maybe you should try to leave the meeting and join immediately. So those people that are giving me thumbs up, they are actually seeing my screen because I'm displaying the screen. So if you're having difficulties, you need to actually leave the meeting and try to join again so that you can come back to us seeing the screen. Okay, or you check your network. Thank you. Somebody say check your network. So if you can see my screen, can you give me a round of applause emoji? So you can see people giving me a round of applause emoji so they can see my screen. So thank you. Moving on. So 95% probability, like I've actually given you before, when N is close to 1, the probability is that what? It is 68.27%. When N is equal to 2, we say that is what? 95.45%. When N is equal to 3, that is 99.73%. When N is equal to, all these things must be in your brain, 99.994%. When N is equal to 5, that is 99.99994%. So where do you think 95% fall on now? 95% is obviously this one. So the 95% that they gave us here is obviously this. So that means that what? Our N is automatically 2. That's what I want to show you. So if N is automatically 2, let me extend this. Let me extend my page. Okay. So that means that the range will be estimate 90 days. That will be 90 plus or minus N. Our N is 2 times our standard deviation, which is 4, that we have calculated 4. And that will give me 90 plus or minus 2 times 4 will give us 8. So we all remember quadratic equation when you have plus or minus. So you first do the one with plus. That will be 90, or let's do the one with minus first, as the case may be here, because we are looking for range. 90 minus 8 or 90 plus 8. So 90 minus 8 will give me 82, ranging to 90 plus 8, which is the second one, that will be 98. That means that the range of this project, 90 plus or minus 8, will be 90 minus 8, that will be the optimistic time will be 82 days. 90 plus 8, the pessimistic time will be what? 98 days. So our correct option should be from 82 to 98. So let's go and check. So let's look at the option. 82 to 98 days. That means that what C is the correct option. So this is what I have for you under what? PET analysis. So I've analyzed everything here. I've analyzed everything here. So you can actually practice with this. Just practice with this. Okay, you can practice with this. I don't have time for me to be displaying this. So I've actually was taking the screenshot. If you want to practice with it, you can actually send it to the group if you want to practice with it. But you have your assessment separately from that. So I just have this question. If you want to practice, I have this question. Okay, let's even try it. Let's see. Let's try it. Okay. Let me give you a very simple one. Question 2. If you can see my screen, say I, just unmute. I want you to do that within 1 minute. Unmute. Say I.
Hi.
Okay. Thank you. Apply the method. Apply the method. Thank you so much. You can mute now. So apply the method. They gave you optimistic equals to 4. Pessimistic equals to 9. This question is very simple. They gave you most realistic. You can see R. They can use this one. You can see this formula like this. They can write as either plus 4R plus pessimistic over 6. Please unmute. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Optimistic plus 4M plus P. So anyhow you see it, M is the same thing as R. R means realistic. M means most realistic. So they are talking of the same thing. So anyhow you see the formula, don't get confused. So can you please apply that formula to do this one for me now? Tell me your answer. O equals to 4. P equals to 9. M equals to 5. Who can do this? Apply this formula and tell me your answer. Anybody? There, try it. I'm giving you 1 minute. I will count from 1 to 20. And then if you have gotten your answer, just raise up your hand. The moderator will call you. Just raise your hand. Once you have gotten your answer, don't give me a chorus answer. Just raise your hand. You have gotten your answer. So you put your O as 4, you put your P as 9, you put your M as what? 5. And you put it in the formula and get your what? Answer. I'm counting from 1 to 20. You have gotten your answer. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We have a few hands up already.
Okay, can you call one person?
Okay. Coach Blessing.
Okay, sir. The answer is 5.5.
5.5. Thank you very much. Oluwa Folakemi. You have a different answer? Oluwa Folakemi, I can see your hand. Moruf Odusoya.
5.5.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's proceed.
Okay, Emmanuel Joseph. 7.5.
7.5. Call another person, sir. Let's see if the answer is the same.
Okay, Samuel Epo.
5.5.
5.1.
Just
5.5. So we have somebody, just 5.
5.5.
So
Yes.
we have 7.5, we have 5.5. Please call another person if there's another hand. If there's another hand.
Okay. Miriam Jimo.
5.5.
5.5. So we need to actually check now. So if we apply the formula, it's going to be optimistic plus 4 times 5 most realistic plus pessimistic 9 divided by 6. So that would be 4 plus 20 plus 9 divided by 6. Okay. And then I have 24, 33 divided by 6. That will be 5.5. So 5.5 is the correct option, and then you look at it. That's option what? Miriam, that's option what?
Option B.
That's option
That's
what? You can see my-
option A.
That's option A. 5.5. Yes, thank you so much. 5.5 is the correct option. So I'll give you guys a round of applause. So please that works. We are not wasting our time. Oh, let's move to a very interesting analysis. Okay. Now I want to explain the most technical aspect of our training. Okay, the most technical aspect of our training. Now, in this analysis, I want to anywhere we can stop tonight, we can stop on it, and then we move on tomorrow. But trust me, if there's anybody that miss out, then I have to pick from them because we have targets to meet. We have targets to meet. Now, there is what we call activities network. Activities network. I will explain why we need it. We have algorithm, and then we have critical paths analysis. Some people call it critical path analysis, and you can also call it critical path management. So you will see it as CPN in most cases. Now, why is it important for us to actually discuss CPN? And what is the advantage of CPN when it comes to your project timing? Do not forget some critical things that we have talked about. Work breakdown structure, sequencing, how will my work goes. Now, we talk about dependency. Dependency. Now we are coming to that. Now, there are some tasks that depend on another task. I will give you an example. Can you put the roof on a building without the foundation of the building? Mr. Joseph, are you there with us? Mr. Joseph?
Mr. Joseph Momo. Joseph Momo, are you there? Modu. Okay, Modu rather.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes,
Can you put up a roof without the foundation?
It's not possible, sir.
That means that what? Putting up the roof depends on the foundation. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
So foundation comes first before the roofing. So that is what we call dependency. There are some tasks that you will have among your tasks that one particular task has to be completed before another one can start. A task has to complete before another one can start. And that is why we need what we call activities network. Activities network will let us know, we are going to see the networking of how these tasks actually depend on one another. But for us to draw activities network, we need algorithms. For those people that are IT personnel or programmers among us, they will understand what I mean by algorithms. What does algorithms tell us? Algorithms tell us, the command or the order of how we want things to be done. For example, if I'm writing a programming, and I'm writing a programming for an AI robot, a robot that I'm using in my house as a servant. So the programming that I put in the robot might be that get to the kitchen door, check if the door is open. If the door is open, proceed to the freezer. If the door is not open, then open the door. That is algorithms. That's why you see that some people can write, a very complex programming language. They can write it and just use a page. They will just summarize it in the page, and then it will work perfectly well. And there are some people that they can write that same command using 10 pages. It is their algorithm that is different. What differentiates a programmer from another programmer is their algorithms. How are you thinking? The way I think is the way I'm going to write programming. The way you think is the way you are going to write your own programming. For me, I can say that the robot must always check that the door is open. And for me, I can just bring everything together that when the robot gets to the door should actually open. That's another programming. So algorithm allow us to get our network diagram, which we call activities network. So without your algorithms, especially when you are dealing with a project that is complex, without your algorithms, you cannot get your network diagram correctly, or you cannot get your activities diagram or your activities network correctly. Now, what is critical path management? We want to know what is the longest time it will take us to finish our project. Now, this is what CPM is addressing. CPM is giving us an idea of the longest time it can take for us to finish our projects or to finish the task, as the case may be. All our tasks, they are grouped into two. We have critical, we have non-critical. These are critical activities. Critical activities are activities that you cannot change their schedule. If anything goes wrong on them, they are going to delay your completion of your project. They are the activities that are so rigid, they are not flexible. You must start them when you're supposed to start them if you must complete your project on time. But non-critical activities are activities that are flexible. I can start it on the 7th, I may start it on the 8th, I may start it on the 9th. But in critical activities, I don't have options. If that activities must start on the 7th, it must start on the 7th. If I fail to start on the 7th, everything will go wrong. A lot of things will go wrong, and it's going to delay the completion time of my project. So let's see the flow. From algorithms, when you get your algorithms right, it will help you to draw your activities network. That's your network diagram, activities diagram, as the case may be. And from your activity diagram, you'll be able to determine your critical path management. So without the knowledge of algorithms, you may not be able to draw out your activity diagram. And without your activity diagram, you may not be able to deal with your CPM. Now, let me now take you there. Please pay a very good attention to me. Now, in the activities network, what do we do? Activities network is where we list out all the activities. And then we list out the duration that it will take. You can see I'm zooming it for you. Look at the activities, look at the duration. For example,
I can't see your board. In the old analysis I'm seeing, I can't see the new Say your right thing, please.
It's your network, sir. I'm so sorry that you are going through that from your end. It's your network. Let me ask you.
Can you refresh your network, Mr. Fuwata?
It's your network, sir. I'm so sorry that you are going through that issue. I'm so sorry, sir. It's your network. If you can see my screen, you have been seeing my screen. Can you please give me thumbs up? Just one. So you can see people giving me thumbs up. So they are actually okay.
Okay, you can as well scroll up and down. Once your screen is active like that, you scroll up and you scroll down.
So now, look at the activities. I'm actually explaining the activities network now. So when you look at I'm going to use this as an example. I'm going to use this as an example, and I want you to pay me attention, a very good attention. Now look at these activities. Prepare foundations. It's going to take us 7 days. Make position door frame. It's going to take us this. Now that we have listed the activities, the next thing is for us to get what? The dependence. That's the sequence. So list your activities. I'm giving you the task, the thing that you need to do. List the activities. After you have listed the activities, attach duration. Attach durations to them. That is what we have done. Now, sequence. Get the sequence, or we can call it what? Dependence. So let's look at the activities that we have here. When you look at these activities, you will see that if we do not erect the walls, look at activities E. Activities E says erect the walls. Activities G now says that what? Erect the roof. Which one do you think that we should do first, Miriam? Which one should come first? Is it to erect the wall or to erect the roof? Is Miriam there with us?
Yes, I am.
Which one will you do first? Erect the wall. God bless you. So, without completing E, we cannot complete G. That's why you are seeing here that we say that what? Activity G, erect roof, cannot begin until activities E, erect walls. So, these are the things that you need to list out. You will check all the activities. Which one cannot start without me doing this? Which one depends on this? That until I do this, this one can start. So you have to check them. And then you will see all this summary. What's the summary? D must follow E. Let's check D. D must follow E. It means that what? After erecting the walls, that is when we can install services and fittings. Because without the wall, there's nowhere our electrical fittings can actually stand. All of them will be fitted on the walls. So it is when we have the wall, we can put the fittings. So D must follow E. E must follow A and B. Let's check A and B. Prepare foundations. B is what? Make and position door frame. Without doing my foundations, without making and positioning the door frame, can I erect the walls? It's not possible. The wall will stand on the foundation. And the door frame, definitely, they will actually stand on the wall. The door frames, the framework, okay, if they are not actually what available also, there is no way I'm going to actually what erect what the wall, because I have to put what, where will the door be, where will the window be. So once I've already mapped out all those places, that's why I will be erecting the wall. If not, I'm going to be building wall where they are supposed to be door. So it's when I've already made what, this is the door post, this is the window, that's why I will know where the block will actually what be mounted up. So these are the things that you will do. So you get your dependency. Now, after our dependency, and then we start drawing our algorithm diagram. Now, I want to show you how the algorithm diagram works, and I want you to pay attention to it. Now, I have A to J. When you want to draw your algorithms, if that's the only thing I can achieve today, before the time, is very important. So please, very important, Mr. Moderator, so please bear with me. So I want to show us something very, very important. Let me even do the algorithms there. Algorithms. I have A. Okay, let me look at the alphabet again. I have A, B, C, D up to J. So you write it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So this is what you have to do. Draw some circle, which is the actual activities. This one is showing us the actual activities. It's showing us these actual activities. It's showing us the actual activities, actual activities, actual activities, actual activities. Now, all these activities, we are going to create a shadow for them. We say this is the main activities. Let's create some shadow, and I will explain what I mean by shadow. Sometimes we call it what? Arc, but I want to call it what? Shadow. So let me say I'm creating a shadow for all of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So this will be shadow that I'm not shading. 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 So let me ask you, where likely do you think that your shadow will be? I will ask somebody. Mr. Joseph, sorry, those are the names I'm just remembering. I'm so sorry. Mr. Joseph, are you there?
Yes, sir.
If you are standing, where most likely do you think? I'm just playing with our intelligence, so that you will, I want you to psychologically remember what I'm teaching. That's why I'm using this kind of illustration. When you are standing, where most likely will your shadow be? Will it be at the front or at the back? Behind you or at your front?
Well, it depends on the position.
I know it depends on the position.
Yes.
But where most likely does your shadow fall?
Behind.
Behind. That's what I want us to pick for the sake of this class. So you assume that what your shadow is actually what? Behind you. Okay? So it means that when you want to look at this now, for D now, D must follow E. It means we are saying after E, then comes D. So it's going to be something like this. After E, D must follow D. It means that what? After E, D must actually follow like this. So it means that what? We are going to take activities D, which is the original activities now. E becomes the shadow of D. Do you understand the analysis now?
Yeah.
E is actually behind D. So for the fact that what E is behind D, so it means that D will be the original activities and E will be what? Shadow. So when we are doing the algorithm now, we go to the activities D and we map it to the what? Shadow E. Don't forget that what? The shadow E is on the other side. So we map it to this. So activities D will be mapped to what? The shadow of what? Of E. So that is what I'm trying to play on so that you will understand what I'm doing. When you go back there again, look at the dependence again. E must follow A and B. E must follow A and B. It means that what? If I'm going to write that one down, it's going to look like something like this. A and B, then E must follow them. So E will be like this. So E will come up after A and B. So what does that mean? A and B are behind E now. So A and B are shadow, while E is the original activities. So we go to activities E, which is actually being plotted towards shadow A and B. So this E will go to shadow A. It will also go to what? Shadow B. Okay? I'm showing us the algorithm. It's very simple, but it's always very difficult for people to get in project management. But trust me, attendees of my training, they don't have issues with it because of the simplicity of the illustration. And that's what we are proud of in our company. So when you follow what I'm giving you, see the shadow behind. The one behind is the shadow, and the one at the front is the original. So you will know that you are going to the original, which is the activities, and you map it to the shadow. When you come to the next one, F must follow D and G. What does that mean? If you are going to write that one down, F must follow D and G. F will be at the front, D and G. After D and G, then comes F. After D and G, then comes F. So F is the original, D and G are the shadow. So go to the original F, map it to D, which is the shadow, and map it to what? G, which is what? The shadow. Go back to your dependency. G must follow E. G follow E. After E, G must follow. G must follow E. So G is the original, E is behind, E is the shadow. So you go to the original G, you locate the shadow E, which is here. Shadow E is in that place. So it goes like that. Next is that what? H must follow G. After G, then comes H. After G, then comes what? H. So H is the original, G is the shadow. Original H, we go to what? Shadow G. Okay? And then I will go to I must follow C. You will see the beauty of this when we get to CPM. By the time we trace it, we do the algorithm, we do the network diagram, you will now see why you have to go through this struggle as a project manager. It's the calculation you have to do. So that when you are talking confidently. You know the activities that will give you issue, critical activities that you cannot negotiate their starting time. And you will know the activities that, oh, this one they are flexible. I can choose to do them now, or I can do them tomorrow. Until you do that, you will be messing up with your project time. So I must follow C and F. C and F are the shadow. I is the original. Okay? I must follow C. I will go to shadow C and was shadow F, shadow F. So you see, it might actually look like rubbish, but you see they make a whole lot of sense to those people that are actually, once you get in properly into the field of project. J must follow I. Now J must follow I, and then we go there. So J must follow I. After I comes J. J must follow I. J is the original, and then you map it to the word shadow I. Now that you have done this, you have actually gotten the algorithms. You will now have to break down the algorithms one by one. Now, how do we normally break down the word algorithms? We have to be deleting the original activities that are not mapped to any shadow at all. What is the original activities that are not mapped to any shadow? I want to test if somebody is seeing my screen. Miriam, can you please come up? You are popular tonight. Miriam, can you come up? Can I hear your voice, please? Miriam,
Yes,
can I hear your voice?
Sir?
Okay, look at the activities. Look at the activities here. Which of the activities is not mapped to any shadow?
A, B, C.
God bless you. So you will start deleting the activities that are not mapped to any shadow one by one. This will help you to actually get your word network diagram. So please pardon me, Mr. Moderator. I know you are always time conscious, and I'm also time conscious. I just want to actually do this, and then I know that I reach a very good juncture to pick up tomorrow, because tomorrow we are actually solving, PMI questions, practical questions, and all that. So I plan for that also, so that we can actually be fully fulfilled for this training. So I will have to delete A and B now. Watch what I'm going to do now. I will break it out. A, B, C. I'm deleting them. So everything about A, B, C will disappear from the diagram. And what will be left is D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Original activities, original activities, original activities, original this, original this, original this. And then I will draw their shadow also. D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Shadow, 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 shadow. So you now go back to your diagram, that one that I've drawn behind me. So I will know D, I will still map everything. E is mapped to A, B. Okay, everything that is mapped to A, B, C now, because A, B, C is no more there. So they will not be having anything. It means that what E is now what? Not mapped to anything again, because A and B here has been deleted. So E is not actually going out to anything. Let me check for D. D will still be going towards the shadow E. So I'm going to do that. D is still mapped towards shadow E. I will check again. Let me look out for my F. My F here is still mapped towards D and what? And G. So I'm still going to show that because they are still in existence. D and G. It is E that is mapped to, E is actually mapped to A and B, but A and B are no more there. So there's no way I can map it out. Then I'm going to trace down to G also. Where is my G being mapped to? My G is actually going towards E. So I will put that also in place. My G is being mapped towards E. So the shadow E is still there. So I will check my H now. My H is actually going out to G. My H is actually going out to G. I'm still going to map it out. What's the next thing? The next thing is my I. My I is going to both C and F. But C is no more existing. So it remains only F. I'm going to map my I to. So I will map my I to only F. And then I will check out for J. J is actually going to I. Very well. J is actually going toward I. So this is the first simplicity I've simplified. So J is actually going toward I. Now that I've gotten this one, this is the simplification one. I will look at it again. Another person. Look at the activities again. Activities, shadow. Is there any activity that is not being mapped to anything now? Mr. Joseph.
Hello, I should answer it, please. Abdullah Yunusa.
Is there any activity now that you are seeing on my screen that is not mapped to any shadow?
Yes, there is E.
That is E. So that is my next simplification. I will delete E also from the league. E also will come out from the league, and then the rest is what I'm going to write down now. That will be G. Next one is F, G, H, I, J. Then I will have the shadow D, F, G, H, I, J. My activities, my activities, my activities, my activities, my activities, my activities. Shadow, 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 shadow. Then go back to the previous diagram and start seeing. My D is mapped to E, but E is no more in existence again now. So I'm not going to, D is not mapped out to anything. F is mapped out to D and G. So F is mapped out to D and G. I will still show it. My G goes to E. Now that what E is no more in existence again, that means that what this G also is not mapped out to anything. My H is mapped out to G. So because G is still there, I will map out my H to that what G. My I is mapped out to F. F is still in the league, so I will map out my I still. And then my J is mapped out to I. My J is actually mapped out to what? I. So what does that mean now? It means that in this league now, only E has already what come out. I will look at this list again. Is there any of these activities again that is not attached to anything, that is not losing out? G is losing out. G is also losing out. They also will be deleted. I will say D and G are deleted. Please, why I'm doing this is that I'm not going back tomorrow. I'm picking up from this screen. I'm not going to wipe out what I'm drawing on this screen. On this screen, I'm not going to wipe it out. I will pick it up. This is algorithms that I've done. So tomorrow, we are now going to use these algorithms. We use it to begin drawing the activities network. And from activities network, we are going to get our CPM. Now that I delete my D and G, what will remain there? F, H, I, J. So that would be F, H, I, J that will remain. And that is F, H, I, J. Activities, 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 activities. Shadow, 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 shadow. Let me check the way they are mapped out. F is mapped out to D and G. Is there any D and G here again? No. So F will not be mapped out. H is mapped out to G. Is there any G here? No. I is mapped out to F. Is there any F? Yes. My I will be mapped out. And my J is mapped out to I. So this is mapped out to I. So is there anyone again here that I'm not mapping, which is H and F? They are the next one I'm going to delete. That will be F and H. They will be out. What will remain in the diagram? That will be I, J, I, J. And then I have activities, I have activities. I have shadow, I have shadow. My I is mapped out to F, but there's no more F. So there is nothing I can do. So I'm not going to map out I. But my J is mapped out to I. I is still in the league. Now, is there any activities here I'm not mapping out? That is I. The next thing I'm going to delete is my what? Is my I. And what will be left? What will be left is what? My J and my J. Activities, shadow. Now my J is mapped out to I, but there's no I again. So that means that what? I've come to the end of the road. So I'm going to pick it up from all this page. You can see the main algorithm, the first simplification, the second simplification, the third simplification, the fourth, and the fifth. So these are the things I will now show you tomorrow, how you are going to use it to draw something like this. Let me show you how you are going to use it to draw something like this. This is how your network diagram looks like. You must have seen this if you're a project manager. So you can see start, finish. So we are going to see this one, how you are going to start. Look at the activities. The activities are now the one forming the diagram. So from which activities will you start that you will finish? And what time will you finish when you should go that particular way? So that is how we are going to do our network diagram tomorrow. And then we do our CPM and we'll see if we can solve some PMI questions. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. You have been wonderful. You have done greatly. You have, really contributed to the flow of the class today. I want to appreciate Mr. Joseph and Miriam and everyone present tonight. Thank you so much for being contributing to the class. Over to you, Mr. Moderator.
Okay. It was a great, very great and engaging session. I want to appreciate our resource person, Mr. James, for that wonderful presentation and lecture. Anyone who didn't join the class from the beginning might be hearing the gibberish language, activity, shadow. So please don't panic. If you didn't join the class from the beginning, all you just need to do is to rewatch, is to go back and rewatch the video so you can have a fair understanding of what the trainer has been talking or been saying since morning. So once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of this class. Yes, our time is far spent. Yes, I actually did know that when we are discussing CPM, network diagram, and the likes, it takes a whole lot of time, and it takes it requires a whole lot of calmness, a whole lot of patience in order to understand the network diagram. So having said that, a whole lot has been taught into this class, but let me give us the opportunity to ask questions. So please, if you have a question, just signify by raising up your hand. So let's see what we can do in a few minutes. Yeah, it's past 12 already, but let's see what we can do. Please, if you have a question, just signify by raising up your hands. And those who are joining us on the YouTube platform as well, please, you can drop your question in the in-message section. Okay, Mr. Maruf Odusonya, you can unmute your mic. I can see your hand.
Okay, yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, sorry, my own is just going to be in form of a request, not question, because at the point in time I couldn't see the screen. And then, I sent a message that I couldn't reconnect again. I think, unfortunately, I mistakenly deleted all the, as in that group page, I mistakenly deleted it. So, all the materials earlier sent and the videos and the rest, I don't have them again. So I don't know how I'm going to get them so that at least I can go back and maybe in case I want to do revision and the rest. So I don't know how I'm going to have it because I've actually lost that page. I mistakenly deleted it. So I'll appreciate if I can have it back.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Moruf, have you subscribed to our YouTube page? Our YouTube channel?
I've not. I've
Okay.
not. I actually go on the YouTube from that particular page.
Okay. And if you go to the YouTube now, just try to subscribe. Once you go to the YouTube channel, there's a series, a playlist for all the classes that we've been having. So once you select the playlist, you should be able to have access to every of the classes we've covered so far. But
I want you to simplify it for me, as in, so that I don't have to go through any channel. So if I still want to go to the YouTube and subscribe, that is not a problem. But I just explained to you now that what happened to me. So I want to have that page and all the materials that we have. Is that what?
I think the WhatsApp group we deleted.
Yeah, it's the WhatsApp group.
Okay, you will be re-added to the group. So we are going to reshare. We'll record the links of the videos we have covered so far to the group, so you can have access to them. So
Okay, thank you.
Your emails as well. Emails we do send updates.
No problem. I will do that. That is not a problem. I will do that. And I think that you have the materials that we can print out.
Of course, the materials, like we did mention, the materials will be given at the end of the training.
At the end of the okay. Please add me back to the group, sir. Please, so that I can have those things back.
You are going to be added. You are going to be added. Thank you very much. Do we have any other question? Any other question? Let me see. Do we have anyone with questions? Any other question for us? Okay, let me see from our YouTube page. Do you have anyone? Okay. Okay, so it's fine. Mr. Moruf, I'm seeing your hands again.
Okay, my own is actually on the calculation aspect of the work, which is this critical path analysis and then maybe the standard deviation. Maybe because I had to reconnect at a particular point in time. I think I've missed it out. So I believe that by the time I go back, if I have the materials and try to look at it, I think I should be able to catch up. So I don't think that should be a problem. So that's just it, sir.
Definitely. So please just go back to the video. Go back to the video, rewatch it. So once you rewatch it, you should get a fair understanding of what has been discussed and so far. Okay, so on that note, okay, Courage. Sorry, I don't want to murder that name. For Courage, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good afternoon, thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Though it's not just kind of reminder like you do always. You know, there's this those notes he uses as description during the training. It helps a lot of us who did, because I joined in the middle of it, so I think I've missed about 45 minutes about it. So with those notes, he does the way you used to say it. It helps me to do my catch up. Also. Let me bring it up. Like also help us drop it.
Okay, if I get your question correctly, you mean the AI note taker. So for every note taker that we use, everyone who is present in the class will definitely get an update via their emails. The note taker will automatically give you a summary of what has been taught in the class. So you can as well check your email, except the only reason why you won't get that is maybe we didn't activate the note taker. But I think the note taker is on. The AI meeting note taker is on. So you should definitely, everyone present in the class will definitely receive a summary of what has been taught in every of the classes that the note taker is activated. So, and alternatively, what you can do is to use to rewatch the recorded video once it is dropped. So you can as well employ that option. Those are the various options available to you. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone who has been a part of today's class. So quickly, please.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting. Hello, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay. I could see the list of the certifications, and I saw someone on the group asking as in how many certifications, blah 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 blah. Please, I would like to know the relevance of these different grades of certification. How is it PMI's certification, or is just your own certification? Maybe having gone through training under you. Do we still have to write the PMI certification? I mean, PMI exams. So I would like to know what is the relation, what is the correlation between maybe your own certification stand and that of the PMI. I mean, your certifications, is this something that maybe we can tender at our place of work? I work with Zenith. I actually work in property, which is project. I am a quantity secure by profession. So I would like to know the relevance of this certification. You could see that I pick the cost management and the procurement management because I have a quantity surveyor. So I deal with the cost aspect and then maybe the procurement of maybe in the company. So I would like to know if after maybe getting your own certification, whether I still have to go and write the PMI or just to prepare us for the PMI. So I would like to know, sir. Whether I don't know whether it's PMI or PMP. I don't even know the difference between the two. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your question. I think we've actually responded to similar questions even on the group before now. But nevertheless, Mr. James, let me allow Mr. James to give a response to your question. Mr. James, are you there, sir? Mr. James, are you there? Okay, so a quick response to your question. Our certification is for many for those who have gone through our training, and as we have it, we equally prepare people for the PMI exam. The PMI exam is just an examination body as well that is kind of recognized internationally. Not every countries will ask you to bring maybe a PMI certification. If you go to places like Australia and the likes, you are not required to maybe write maybe the PMI exam because it's not really necessary or really applicable to them as maybe a requirement for all project managers. They have their own project management trainings too, or exams that you have to write in order to get their PMI, to get their project management works or certification. So in Nigeria, we have people who have done a project management training and they are using our certifications to work. The idea is PMI is because PMI, many people, many US firms and maybe in England, US particularly, what they require is they want you to bring, maybe send out your PMI. PMI is just an exam body. It's also a project management training firm. So they have been in existence for long. I think that is why they are much more relevant. Of either certification as well as a project manager, you equally can use it to work. We have people who have done our trainings and are using our certification to work even abroad. Yeah, if you go on our website, you see the testimonial of some of those who have gone through our training who actually used project management certification to secure a job abroad. So the most important thing is when you are writing even PMI, before you can write the PMI exam, they expect you to be a practicing project manager. In other words, you must have been involved in managing projects for a number of years because it's one of their requirements. So I perhaps maybe I've what's it called? You get the point what I'm making, yes, based on what I have said. So PMI too, they require you to have been be a practicing manager. Can you please put your microphone on mute so we don't interrupt? Okay, so having said that, yes, our certification qualifies you to to pick up a project management job or offers in Nigeria or even outside, as the case may be. So our certification is actually recognized. So, and if you want to write the PMI exam, we have we equally prepare people for the PMI exams. We have classes, we have trainings on PMI exams. People want to get the certification for PMI that we organize and we prepare people for that. And after that, you can go for your project management, your PMI exam. So, and in response to why the certifications are being split like that, like we did mention, not everybody is proficient in all the knowledge areas, even as project managers. We have people who are written PMI exams and the likes that still come back to join or participate in our training just to be able to get knowledge of one particular knowledge area or the other that they are not really proficient in. So when we conduct or organize trainings like that, that is why we have broken it down, that for every knowledge area that you are not proficient in and that you need additional knowledge, you can equally take on that particular knowledge area. You can see that initially we have done this training in series before, taking in knowledge area by knowledge area and the likes before we bring everything together as such. So you have the liberty to request that you want to be satisfied in a particular knowledge area where you are having difficulties. And in many, maybe I don't know if you have heard of maybe PDUs or the likes before. When it comes to PDUs, these are the little courses, the extra courses that you take that adds up to give you PDU. But most importantly, why we do this is because some people, some jobs requirements they need people who are proficient in a particular knowledge area. Maybe in terms of maybe project procurement. When you take on the project procurement training and the likes, and you are given the certificate, you are certified in that area, it's something you can really tender at your place of work, and it give you an edge or an opportunity for that particular job. So whichever of the knowledge areas that you feel that you are that you're interested in, that you need and the certification in, you can equally go for it. And if you want it to be stated on your certificate that you have been trained in the whole project management knowledge areas, yes, we can there's equally provision for that. The certificate is going to spell out what project management professional. So I don't know if you get my explanation properly. So if you have any follow-up question, please just do well to ask, and I would try as much as possible to give you a response to that. So Mr. Robin, is that understood, sir?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I want to appreciate everyone who has been a part of this class. So please, like I did mention earlier, for everyone who is interested in certification, please go on we have dropped the certification form. There's a form that you are required to fill. So please fill out the form and fill out whichever of the certifications that you require in the form. So with that is what we are going to use in preparing those who have applied for the certification for this project management course. So on that note, we will be bringing the class to an end. So class continues tomorrow, same time. So before we go, please let me just get one person to give us their feedback. Luciama, I can see that your microphone is on mute, unmuted rather. So please, we'd love to have your feedback of today's class. So Luciama, please, can you do that for us? Let's have your feedback of the class on behalf of the whole class.
All right, I would like to say thank you so much. I think I've been wanting to join the class, but due to my work schedule and the timing, I haven't been able to join live like this, and I've been following up on the YouTube channel. Okay. It's been very useful for me today, and I would say thank you, and hoping to join the live class going forward, hopefully from today till we end. Thank you, and see you tomorrow, God willing. Okay.
Thank you very much, Lucy. We appreciate that. So please, like you did said, you're already following up with the classes on the YouTube. So I encourage everyone who has not been a part of the previous classes to please also try as much as possible to follow up via the YouTube medium, the recorded classes. We'll equally be dropping them in the WhatsApp group. So your assessments too are very important. We have 2 assessments already on our project integration management, on project scope management. God willing, at the end of tomorrow's class, we will be dropping the assessment on project schedule management, that is project time management. So please try as much as possible to attend to those assessments, and trust me, they are questions that are not outside the scope of what has been taught. So on that note, I will be drawing the curtains. So do have a great week. I think work starts tomorrow, work resumes tomorrow. So please rest well today and prepare for tomorrow's work. So our class continues tomorrow. So let's try as much as possible to be present in tomorrow's class. Until then, do have a productive and a blessed week ahead. Goodbye, everyone. You can unmute your mic and tell me bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.